Jeff Bezos, the founder, former president, and executive CEO of the international shopping platform Amazon, has new advice for the people with respect to the current situations of the economy, which can easily be termed as dwindling. So, do you want to know what this famous American entrepreneur and investor has suggested, and even more apparently, why he has done so? The 58-year-old CEO has advised the consumers to save their cash for the period and avert making any needless purchases, especially because the holiday season is approaching. The billionaire has warned both businesses and consumers to consider delaying any excessive purchases during this season that they might regret later, as a prospective recession is on the way. You will need all the money that you have when this situation arises. So it is better to save instead of spending your money on things that are not urgent or very necessary. Jeff, who has a net worth of $114.5 billion as of 2022, asked the people to hold their money in a newly issued financial warning. He asked the people to reconsider buying a new fridge, car, or similar things for now. In a recent interview in mid-November, Bezos also acknowledged that he does not feel that the future of the US economy does not look very terrific right now, and the industries are also slowing down. As a result, layoffs are happening in most sectors, and people suffer because of it. So, removing certain risks from the table for the time being should be kept in mind, and wait to see what might transpire in the near future. The fourth richest person in the world has also suggested that only a little whiff of risk debate can make up for small businesses if, by chance, we do not face more severe economic problems. So it is better to play the odds for a while. Although this is not a great indication for investors, some businesses will continue to flourish and will only be affected a little even if the country's economic plunges, most likely into a future recession. So, let us tell you about these sectors or businesses now. Utilities. One of the sectors that won't be affected a lot is the utility sector. This sector mainly comprises businesses that produce services such as water, natural gas, electricity, and similar necessary services to domestic and commercial places. Although some of you might think that this is not the most fascinating division to work in, it is at least resistant to recession. Because think of it once, whatever the prospect of the economy, it will not change or stop people from heating their homes in the winter season or switching on the lights when it's dark. So, if you work or invest in these sectors, your cash flow will be safe in uncertain times. Huge boundaries to conserve the dividends of prevailing companies of this division. Creating the infrastructure that requires water, electricity, or gas delivery is rather expensive, and the exchange is highly governed by the administration. All thanks to the incessant behavior of the sector, it is also recognized for expanding dependable dividends. Grocery stores. Another sector that won't be affected much if a recession takes place is the grocery sector. Because just like utilities, some grocery items are uncompromised and are impossible to live without. So people will have these items no matter what. Now, for instance, if you are the owner of a Walmart store, Kroger's, or Whole Foods, you still be able to receive a decent amount of income every quarter. And a lot of wealthy young Americans know and agree with this too. So most of them who want to invest their money have been shifting their interest towards this sector. They have lost their faith in the stock or share market and are now thinking of staking their money on these kinds of assets instead because of its resistance to recession. Healthcare. It is a known fact that as long as people live, healthcare will continue to persist to being an important criterion and therefore a very important sector. Healthcare also administers a standard example of a flourishing sector, mainly thanks to its lack of connections with the rise and plunge of the country's economy. And the most recent pandemic has been major proof of that. On top of this, the sector also delivers an abundance of potential growth in the long run because of promising demographic tailwinds, especially with the aging populations, in addition to a plethora of innovations, which has made this whole sector more effective and thus more potentially successful and profitable. What do you think of Jeff Bezos' advice? Let us know in the comment section below. That's all for today, but we'll be back with more interesting videos. So stay tuned, and until then, make sure you like and share this video and subscribe to our channel.